So surface drainage is designed to protect against potential losses caused by flooding and ponding. We want to eliminate or minimise damage to property, inconvenience to businesses, hazards and nuisance to pedestrians with standing water, endangerment to motorists, and we also want to contain any environmental contamination. But for systems to be durable and long-lasting, it's got to be based on good design and also sound installation. So some of the typical surface drainage scenarios: we want to prevent water from entering buildings, we want to redirect flows from thresholds, we want to minimise splash from vehicles onto footpaths and properties, we want to lower the risk of injuries from slips, trips and falls, we want to reduce the gutter flow widths on roads, remove sitting water, and we want to collect contaminants. So how does the market deal with surface drainage today? There are a couple of methods available. One of those methods is a modular precast trench drain system. Some of the advantages are they do produce pedestrian safe level pavements, simpler one-way grading on both sides of the trench drain, factory produced channels with consistent quality. So therefore, manufacturers that do have their quality control systems in place, regardless of project to project, the quality of the product should be the same. Also, there's systems available in the market that have V-shaped profiles and built-in slopes for flat areas, so they do increase the velocity within the channel system. And I'll talk more about that during the presentation. And generally quicker and easier to construct compared to that of a cast in situ channel. So generally a precast system should be a 4-step process. So what that means is less installation cost at the back end of the project, less cost to your project and client. There are systems available on the market that also have installation devices that have now come into the market as well. They allow you to install precast systems even quicker, and in some instances down to a 3-step process, so even quicker again. So look for products that are easy to install and reduce installation time. Some of the other methods available on the market are cast in situ trench drains. Some of the things to consider with cast in situ trench drains: they do require additional site work and formwork compared to that of a precast unit. It can be difficult to construct V-shaped profiles and sloping inverts in a cast in situ environment. Quality can be inconsistent. It's dependent on the installer who's installing a grate and frame in a cast in situ application. Therefore, because of that, you can have some deterioration of the concrete surfaces adjacent to the frame, and it can be difficult to clean and lower its hydraulic performance. Typically, you see in a cast in situ drain quite squared edges, so they can often be prone to siltation and built up of silt, and therefore you can get what is called a garden effect, which is plants and etc. growing out of the trench drain system. And wider grates are more expensive. Generally, a cast in situ trench drain system is an 8-step process to install, so just a lot more labour intensive to install, which adds more costs at the back end of the project. Some other methodologies for surface drainage systems: spoon drains. They do have an advantage that whilst they're cost effective, but some of the things to consider: they have inconvenient surface flow and therefore can cause ponding. Because of their low flows, they can be prone to debris and therefore ponding as well, and hazards from surface water for pedestrians and motorists, and low capacity and inefficient drainage. If we consider point drainage, they do require deep excavation for pit and pipe. It also requires an undulation of the pavement with four-way falls to ensure the liquid will fall to the grating in the pit itself. However, ponding can occur from badly graded pavements if it's not directed towards the grate. But you also need to install the total cost of any system you're looking to specify or select or install.